Bourjolly story. Here it is, y'all. Finally coming out of the box. Here it is. Y'all want to know the story? Got you. Here we go now, living like to all it has, don't be mistaken. But before I was sitting down eating bits of bacon, starting out low and going higher. Now time for me to even get a little tired. Hanging out in Randolph, losing Donald's ain't golf, not going anywhere. The same right there. Then Bourjolly's life story started from boring, getting better every day until they said we're moving to Lexington. Moving hard, pushing, going far, 120 mile car, blowing up the speed radar. Came to Lexington, then learned about LexMedia. Found out the talk shows to come on TV, have a little fun. Bourjolly story, for God's glory. Bourjolly making business from scratching open door. Bourjolly story, for God's glory. Bourjolly making business from scratching open door. That's Bourjolly's story right there. And we out.
Welcome to the Ernst Bourjolly Show, and here you go, your legendary, the one and only, Nathan Bourjolly.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to everybody to a new episode of the Ernst Bourjolly Show. Today we're going to attack a problem that is plaguing everybody, but mostly our youth: depression, stress, and anxiety. Mental health is something that is significant to all of us, and when not properly managed, can go south really quickly. Today I'm going to be interviewing Marlene Kenny, a LICSW therapist. She's a mother of two, a first responder, and a Lexington resident of 13 years. Although this is a more serious episode, I'm going to try to have a little bit of fun with it. So before we get into that, we're going to relieve the tension in the room. So I hit up my friends Brittany and Tia to show us some stuff about that they learned from yoga. So y'all ready to do this? All right. So what does yoga do for people?
It like relieves the stress in their lives, I guess, and like makes them more relaxed.
Yeah. How long have you been doing yoga for?
3 months.
All right, let's do this. An experience is great. Let's do this. All right, what do I gotta do first?
So
first thing,
we're gonna do the cat and cow.
Yeah. Okay, so you get down. Okay, so you so you
like
get
you
down
on
on your
your
knees.
knees.
Yeah.
And you put your hands flat on the ground.
Yeah.
And then
So you arch your back.
Arch your back.
Oh. No, not the other.
The other way.
The other way.
Okay.
And then and then you put your head down.
Like,
yeah. And then you exhale.
Yeah. No, you inhale.
Inhale. Sorry. And then exhale.
You like make your back go down like that, and then
To exhale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay. Wait.
And then you do it again.
All right, let's do this.
So you inhale like this, and then you exhale like this.
Inhale and exhale.
You guys do that. Okay,
I think every bone in my body just ripped off.
the tree pose.
Yeah.
So you do this,
like this.
and then you put your
It's more about
more
balance,
sideways.
I guess.
Yeah.
You can like do this, like this.
Yeah, you can do this too.
Whatever. Yeah.
Peace and serenity.
It
Yeah.
gives you balance, I guess. Yep. And then
So you do this. You line up your feet like that, and then you do that, and see how long you can hold it.
it like works out your core, I guess.
And
like your
your
feet have to be together when you're doing that.
I'm gonna get abs from this.
I mean, if you hold it
could.
long enough.
All right, so
yeah. Yeah, and then you hold it. Okay.
So
Yep.
It's like it's more like this.
oh, so I'm doing it wrong too?
Yeah, I think so.
It's more like that.
Yeah,
Like
and then
your arm
you
has to go up, and then your feet have to be off the ground.
so
more
you
than
concentrate.
were doing.
Yeah, you concentrate your muscles on your core, if you have any.
On TV.
That's okay. Just
All
work
right,
on
thank
it.
you, Tia and Brittany.
Yeah.
That was great. Thank you, everybody,
Thank
for
you.
Tia and Brittany. All right, now we'll be right back with Marlene Kenny. Get ready for it. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Matt Damon, and I'm a proud supporter of the Greater Boston Food Bank. To support the food bank and your hungry neighbors, you can volunteer time, make a donation, or donate food. Please go to www.gbfb.org to learn more.
Good, everybody. Welcome back to the Nathan Ernst Bourjolly Show, and please welcome Marlene Kennedy. So, glad to have you here.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So, you are a therapist. So, yeah. What is the job description of a therapist?
Well, I have a special job description, but in general, a therapist could have any type of licensure, like a licensed mental health clinician, a psychologist with a PhD, or a licensed social worker. That's what I am, an LICSW, which means we've been to school a bunch of years, and we'll try out some ways of helping you, and everybody does it slightly differently, but sort of with the same framework.
I see. So why is mental health important?
Mental health is everything.
True.
Right? Because when you're stressed out, what happens to your body?
I collapse.
Or like you get really tight and you get a backache and a headache, and that's all about your mental health. Right? And so our mental health affects how we relate to our friends and our family, how well we focus at school, how much we just enjoy our life.
So our physical problems, our physical health depends on our mental health.
I would say it's a whole body thing.
See. So how are traumatic cases different from regular depression cases?
Yeah, that's a good question. My job is mostly seeing teenagers and adolescents and adults who have had some sort of overwhelming experience. So the definition of trauma really is any kind of overwhelming experience where your old ways of getting through aren't that helpful to you anymore. So most trauma can be really treated with specialized care, but it's really characterized by the way that we react. And the more types of trauma that people have, the more types of overwhelming experiences they have, the harder it is to kind of get to baseline, like to get to kind of feeling calm and like you can make decisions easily in certain situations. And depression is usually, you probably know what that looks like in your friends, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, what does that look like? How do you know somebody's depressed?
Well, first of all, they like to shut down to the rest of the world. A lot of times they talk about stuff and, like, in my opinion, over-exaggerating, but I don't see through their lens.
Yeah.
But, like, some problems become bigger than they would for somebody who's not suffering from depression.
Yeah. So some of the typical things that we see with depression, and by the way, depression and trauma can sometimes be connected over time. If trauma is not treated, a lot of times it turns into what looks like depression. So people sort of shutting down and isolating, crying a lot, which a lot of teenagers and adolescents do cry. So it's not like crying means you have depression. It's like when you can't control it. People being extra cranky and irritable, that's a typical sign of that somebody might be dealing with some depression. And then some of the more worrisome stuff, right? Like feeling hopeless and like there's no way that they're gonna feel better. And we know that in most cases of depression, it's also really treatable, but you gotta know what to do and to put the work in.
So how would you treat it?
Well, for one thing, I really think that it's important for people to remember what they love doing. One of the questions I ask is, are you still doing the things that you love to do? Like, honestly, Nathan, if you stop doing this show, we're going to get worried because we know this is something you love to do. If you were an artist and you enjoyed painting and all of a sudden you stopped painting and you were withdrawing and you were not interested in people anymore, we get a little bit worried about that and we start talking about what's getting in the way of you doing the things that you love to do. So that's for sure. We also talk about sleep, believe it or not. So there's some basics, right?
I see.
You're kind of looking away.
Oh, my bad.
How's the sleep situation?
Sleep is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things to do on earth.
That's right.
But
so some of the basics in depression are we want you sleeping, We want you exercising for.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay.
That one hurt.
I'm not
Exercising.
I'm not saying you gotta like join a Zumba class. I'm really just saying like, can you take a 20-minute walk?
20-minute walk. I mean, I walk to school.
There
but,
you
like,
go.
Is exercising like really important to sustaining mental health?
It's so important and also so important for treating depression.
Right.
And a lot of times, you know, people who are suffering with depression feel too tired to get up and go. So a lot of times it's a more than just reminding them. It's like we have to figure out how you get the energy to do that.
Okay. So, what are some automatic things we should do in moments of stress, or like at our low points?
Your low points, automatic stress. Okay, so today, in my job, I met with somebody who's got a lot of job stress and works in kind of a dangerous job as a construction worker.
Oh.
And you can imagine, you got to pay attention to a lot of safety stuff. And so, in order to get this person back on the job, one of the things I suggest is that this worker practice breathing, like what your yogis were doing earlier in the show. That really teaches your nervous system to like slow its roll. You know what I'm saying? Like doing that belly breathing where you inhale and get your diaphragm, like give yourself Buddha belly, like that. And then, yeah, there you go. All right, and then you exhale twice as long. And you're basically squeezing out all that stressy stress. Right there, that just happened. You feel better?
Yeah. I mean,
so that's something people can really do. Make sure you make time to drink enough water, hydrate.
Water.
Because when you're super stressed, you get dehydrated. Stress hormones equal dehydration. So you want to basically drink until your pee is clear. Just saying. That's how you know you've hit the right amount of water. So you want to make sure it's simple thing is breathing, drinking water, and then make time to do a little stretching. And of course, we talked about this.
Exercising?
Play.
Oh, right. Playing. I haven't done that in a while.
I know. Yeah. What is up with that?
I mean, we've grown up. I mean, of course I do miss playing outside, running around, frolicking. But like, we all grown up now. We got different interests.
But you know, maybe you can make a little bit of time to, some people play video games, but maybe you can make some time for just like having a catch with a ball. I don't know what, tetherball, frolicking, skip a little. I don't know what. Play a board game with your friends or family, play cards.
So like, even if I'm playing on my phone, I'm good, right? Subway Surfers, you know.
As long as it's fun.
Fun. All right, have fun.
Yeah, have fun and make time for play.
I'm calling up my old friends. We'll do this today, you know.
That's right.
I'll go outside, frolic, throw some sticks. I don't even know. All right. Well, we'll be right back with Marlene Kenny and a little bit more, and we're going to have an advice segment coming up. Stay tuned.
Hey.
Hey.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, of course.
You were never a good liar.
I mean, he's finally locked up. We saved the day. I'm fine.
Sure. Just tell me what's going on.
I don't know.
You don't know what?
I don't know what to do next. Everything's different now.
Yeah, that doesn't mean you have to be.
But I am. So are you. I just wish.
Have you been filming vertically the entire time?
Dude, this is a movie, okay? This is cinema. It's not your sister's piano recital. Oh. Turn the thing sideways. Oh. What are you doing? Sorry.
Welcome back to the Nathan Ernst Bourjolly Show. Miss Marlene and I are about to do an advice segment which is totally anonymous that happens to be struggles from people in our town. First, Miss Marlene will give her view on how to deal with it, and then I'll give my input. As a disclaimer, let me remind you that all being said here is intended for the help and advancement of certain people who asked us. If anything is offensive to the public, we apologize. With that being said, any disagreement to my advice or my outlook on certain aspects, I cannot speak for everybody, but I personally do not care. I love y'all though. Anyways, let's get into it. All right, problem 1. So this is from, oh right, it's anonymous. Anyways, a lot of people at school are super fake and care about popularity only. So how should I find real ones?
Like finding real friends?
Real friends, yep.
Oh, that's a good question. Nathan, what do you think? How do you know a friend is a real friend?
Let you go first. I'm not sure.
Well, number one,
think about it.
make sure you surround yourself with people you really trust and who you know have your back. That way you can deal with all those kind of fake moments when people are making you feel like you can't trust them. Usually when you feel like somebody's fake, it's because you don't totally trust what they're about and that you can't really trust them with your business. So I say find your people, and they might not even be at school. Just make sure you know who your people are. A couple of people, and you're good.
I see that. How I see this is, you know what, alluding to a similar point from you, if you think it's someone's fake, it's most likely because they're fake. If you walk like a duck, you quack like a duck, you're a duck. Alright? So if you act fake, you talk fake, most likely you is fake. I mean, my mom's watching. You are fake. Anyways, so meaning, if you think they're fake, they probably are. 2, back when I used to play more, I'd be playing outside. I was evil when I was in like 5th grade, but still, what I do is I pretend to like fall off a tree or something. And see, the friends that come here and actually like care and like stay there, those are the real ones. The ones that just run away or like say, are you okay? And then that's it. Those are the ones that I don't trust. I mean, now I realize I was like a little too far, but like still, yeah.
But what you're saying is you kind of have to trust your gut. And the other thing is that if you think somebody's being fake, whatever that means, but you think you want to have a friendship with them, just say, like, yo, what's going on here? Give it a try before you bail out on the friendship, but know who you can trust.
No, we're not. I mean,
you're saying walk away?
Yes.
You're saying walk, don't run from the duck.
Yes. Just walk away. Because, I mean, what's the point of trying if you know it's true?
Yeah, but sometimes you don't want to give up too quick, but I get what you're saying. You're saying why put your energy into it?
Like there's 2 factors.
When you have awesome people who you can trust and friendships that you care about.
In my opinion, there's 2 factors to every relationship. Love and live. I could love you as a friend and everything, but if I can't live with you, then too bad. Goodbye. How do I deal with only having one parent and the decrease of self-esteem that comes with that?
Yeah. So sometimes people have one parent because their parents get divorced, or sometimes they have one parent because something happens to the other parent, or maybe they never even knew the parent. So there are a lot of reasons why people only have one parent, first of all. So we got to know a little bit more about that. And there's a lot of loss that goes with that. The idea of watching other people with two parents and feeling like it seems better or easier. Maybe look for the strengths and what's working between you and your one parent, and think about what's going well in your life. Sometimes that can help. It's embarrassing though sometimes when you feel like what's normal is a two-parent family, but there are a lot families coming, as we know, lots of different configurations. So to remember that. Yeah.
Let's see. What I say is you got to remember, since they asked about self-esteem, you got to remember it's not your fault. You had nothing to do with it. You can't carry that around with you. You had nothing to do with it. That sounds like a them problem, but like, not like that, but like it is a them problem really. It's your parents that had the problem. It's not your fault. So you got to just let it go. But you need to know your worth. I am a strong, not me, but I am, like, tell yourself that I'm strong. I could do it. I'm smart. I'm intelligent. I got what it takes. And then the more and more you repeat that, I mean, there's a Bible verse that says death and life are in the power of the tongue. So if I continue to speak life over myself, I got it.
Yeah, and also sometimes when people feel like they have low self-esteem, sometimes we talked about physical health. Like think about like how you're holding your body. Like, yeah, you got to kind of like look like a little bit like a superhero. You know, have a posture of power,
Yeah.
right? When like, and instead of what does this posture tell you?
Tie my shoes.
Yeah, but like if you had to say, like that's kind of a low self-esteem posture,
Yeah,
right?
is.
That's like you don't feel so good about yourself. But like try holding your body with strength, and thinking about that. That can really help. And also low self-esteem happens for lots of different reasons. Find something you're good at and do it a lot. A lot.
All right. So the next case is how do I deal with constant panic attacks?
Yeah, panic attacks. Your generation is kind of the anxiety generation. A lot of people, when we say panic attack, everybody knows somebody who's had a panic attack, or maybe they have them themselves, right? So first of all, you got to know what a panic attack is. So for a lot of people, it's like you feel like you can't breathe, your heart rate is going bananas, you can't kind of get a word out. Sometimes your head feels like it's swimming, or you feel a little bit dizzy. So make sure you are actually having a panic attack, and not just like, oh, you're a little bit worried about something. Number one. So talk to somebody about what that is. And number two, know kind of what your triggers are, what's going to activate a panic attack. So if speaking in public or being on a cable TV show with a fine host is going to cause you to have a panic attack, think about like all the things you need to do in order to feel good about yourself when you're putting yourself in that situation. So know what your triggers are. And when you're in the middle of a panic attack, do things like try to drink a little bit of water. Try to sometimes what helps people is, I see this a lot in my work as a responder in the community, because people get really overwhelmed by horrible things that happen. So things like pressing your hands together. Yep, really hard, like so you feel your muscles working. Yep.
I'm not feeling them.
Push.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any?
I feel those tiny things, yeah.
Yeah, things like that. Or putting your hands under warm or cold water. That can really help calm down a panic attack. And of course, we have to talk about breathing again. Because when you're in fight or flight, your diaphragm it is tucked up underneath your ribs, and it's telling your body that's what panic is. It's telling your body that it is in serious danger. So if you can override that by doing some good belly breathing, that can help. One thing that doesn't help, though, is when people say, breathe! And you're like, I would if I could, but I can't right now because I'm in the middle of a panic attack. So I don't recommend you get up in someone's face and tell them to breathe. But maybe if you're a friend and you're witnessing somebody doing that, you do a little bit of belly breathing or help them do this. Sometimes just stomping their feet, jumping up and down, things like that actually really do help.
So personally, I'm not too experienced with panic attacks, but I do know anxiety really well. And people that are anxious, normally, well, from my view, is they're making the problems seem bigger than they really are.
That's what anxiety looks like to you.
Yes.
It's like wow. It makes it like amplified.
Yeah. So my thing is, as I said before, speak. The biggest tool you have is your voice. All right, here's the last one. They requested not to be too anonymous, but I'm not going to reveal it yet.
Wait, they want to say their name?
Yeah, surprisingly. They wanted me to tell them. So anyways.
Wait, is it anyone I know?
I don't know.
Okay.
But,
okay.
My mom is embarrassing in public and doesn't know how to go away. How do I encourage her to leave without hurting her feelings?
Oh, the mom question.
Yeah.
My mom is embarrassing in public, and tell me again?
My mom is embarrassing in public and does not know how to go away. How do I encourage her to leave without hurting her feelings?
All right. You got to strike while the iron is cold. That means you cannot tell her in the middle of the situation. You have to be like when you're watching a show together or something, just say, hey, Mom, you know, sometimes when we're in public, it's a little freaky for me and a little embarrassing. Can we have a secret code? I know you want me to be comfortable when we're out in public together. Can we have like a code or a signal so that when I'm feeling a little embarrassed, you'll just respect me?
Okay.
Yeah, like I don't know, like
Apple, go away.
Yeah, apple means go away, or like something like that, right? Because I know that when people in my house get up in my face when I'm in a public situation, it is just not on. I'm not going anywhere. But if they tell me ahead of time that I might be embarrassing to them, I'm a little bit more receptive. So strike while the iron is cold.
Heard that, Zoe? That is your daughter. Woohoo! Yes, you did. You texted me. Anyways, all right. Well, yeah, the exposure is real. Drop it while the iron is cold, right?
Drop it while the iron is cold.
Drop. Yep. Okay. Well, that will be it for our advice segment. Thank you to everybody, and we'll be right back.
Math and science are far more than just subjects at school. If you're passionate about cooking food, math and science become part of your everyday life. We learn measurements, we learn fractions. That's why Time Warner Cable created Connect a Million Minds, to show young people that math and science can be fun and lead to a career of their dreams. Whether it's an engineer, a food scientist, or a rock star chef. Visit connectamillionminds.com to learn more.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Shout out Miss Marlene and Miss Brittany and Tia. I hope you guys learned something today, and please do not hesitate to ask for help if you need it. Use your most powerful tool, which is your voice, and thank you all for coming. Have a great night. Peace, and we out. Yo, wait, hold up. Yo. I got it. We're done.